get ready.
This is the voice of Wayne America.
Lighten up, Francis.
With your host,
Hi ho, Kermit the Frog here.
Mike Carnes.
How do you measure yourself with other golfers?
By height.
Only at WayneAmerica.com.
The supernova's gonna kill us all.
Okay, this guy is the real zero, that's true. Let's just think back when you guys were freshmen, huh?
.com.
Greetings from Wayne America. This is the Voice of Wayne America podcast and an exclusive here at WayneAmerica.com. I'm your host, Mike Carnes, and of course this is a new online program where we sit down with somebody who has some kind of a connection to Wayne America, whether it's a local resident, a former resident, somebody with ties to the community, just basically anybody that knows where Wayne, Nebraska is. And we'll talk about their particular field of interest and how it ties in with the best town in all of Nebraska, if not all of America, and that, of course, is here in Wayne America. And we want to thank our sponsors for the program, including AKA 142 Media. And also your business can be mentioned here. If you're interested in being a sponsor here on the program, just email me at mike@mikeycproductions.com for more information. Joining me this week is a guy who's been around Wayne for quite a long time, and he's been very active in a lot of things in the community, and particularly in the school district. He's Wayne High Athletic Director and Junior High Principal Ruhl. He's been part of the community for more than 3 decades. I've had the pleasure of working with Rocky for a number of years, even dating back to when I was in the Norfolk Daily News back in the late 1990s. And both he and his wife, Sylvia, will be retiring from the school district at the end of the year. And after more than 3 decades of service to the community of Wayne and Wayne Community Schools. And Rocky, we talked back, I think it was about around Thanksgiving time, and you'd said something then about passing the baton on to Courtney Moss for cross country. And Courtney's, of course, been your assistant for a number of years in that sport. You stepped down from boys basketball a couple of years ago, and then it was kind of a surprise, I guess, to a lot of people in the community that you and Sylvia both announced that you were both retiring at the end of the school year during the school board meeting in December. There was a story in the Wayne Herald about it, and it was kind of I guess something of a shock for me to because I've known you for a number of years. So I guess after all this time, why is now a good time for you guys to retire?
Well, the school district has a nice buyout program, and it became time to make a decision. And you have a 2-year buyout program, and this is the first year. And we both looked at it. Okay, can we handle our own situation personally? Can we take care of our health insurance needs and do the things that we want to do yet? And then maybe even get back in education in the future. But right now that's kind of in limbo. But we just decided that it was time. It was time to make a move, and we decided that we would take the buyout, and we've had some money saved up, and maybe look at some other things. And we're looking at our longevity factor and that type of thing. On my side of the family, there's my parents both died fairly young, and on Sylvia's side, she's got it going for her, but yet she's had a battle with cancer here in the last few years, and so we just kind of looked at it and said, okay, it's the time to go, and we can make decisions after this.
All right. You're, I think, from Exeter originally, right?
Exeter,
right?
Nebraska.
Yeah, and that's just about 45 minutes away from where I grew up in Milford. And I know that obviously the opportunity to teach was something that drew you to Wayne initially, and an opportunity to teach in the school district. But what, I guess, looking back on when you guys first came to Wayne, what was it about the community that made you think, hey, this is where we want to be?
Well, back when we first got married, Sylvia was a graduate of the University of Nebraska, and I was working construction for my uncle at the time. And I had gone to school and kind of been one of those guys who decided, well, do I want to do this, or do I want to join the business with my uncle? And after Nebraska winters like we're having right now, and others, a couple in there, I decided, if we're going to get married, I'm going to follow Sylvia and come back to Wayne State. And I came to Wayne State and finished my degree, and luckily enough, I guess I was lucky in the fact that I was hired on here too. Sylvia got the job, 3 years before me, and it was one of those where if I didn't, we're looking to see, we're hoping to get his job at the same school. I was looking in the area, I was looking all over to find a job, and lo and behold, a math job came open at Wayne High, and I really wanted to be a football coach, but our crew here at Wayne High School was, well established, and so there was no chance of that. And they said, "Would you coach cross country?" And I said, "Well, I'll give it a try." So I've been here ever since.
Well, and you've had a lot of success with cross country over the years here, and we'll talk about that just here in a minute. But first off, I want to mention one of our sponsors here. What does the AKA and AKA 142 Media stand for, you may ask? Well, it stands for many things, but what's most important is that AKA 142 Media provides awesome kicking apps that can be downloaded to your phone. Whether it's your school, your favorite youth sports program, or your local business, AKA 142 Media can build an awesome kicking app that meets your needs. Drop Kevin an email at kevin@aka142.com and tell him that Mike sent you, because he needs to know that somebody's out there listening. So that's AKA 142 Media, awesome kicking apps. And I probably should mention that Wayne High School has an AKA 142 Media app.
Definitely we do. We do. And we've used it some. I'd like to have more time to use it more, but I think that's something in the future that we can really use to our advantage.
Well, you're going to have time in a few months.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly.
We're talking here with Rocky Ruhl, the athletic director and junior high principal here at Wayne High School, Wayne Community Schools. And, of course, Rocky and his wife Sylvia are both retiring at the end of the school year. They've both been here for well over 30 years. And I know that many people know you as the boys basketball coach for a lot of years, and cross country team as well. And I've had a lot of success in both sports over the years. Rocky won 300 games as boys basketball coach and took a team to state 8 different times. Finished third in his final season in 2013. And then, of course, cross country, you've had some tremendous success there. 3 state championship teams. The girls won back-to-back state titles in 1995 and 96, and the boys won it in 2001. Also had some runners who won individual state titles in cross country. Brian Fink was a state champion in 2004. Sarah Kinney, a champion in 1995 and 1997. You know, I guess when you look back on your career, boy, just a ton of memories of athletes and teams and games that you could probably talk about. But if you could name a couple that would be like at the very top of the list, what would you think of?
Oh, well, winning state championships, that's pretty special. When we had especially the girls, when we were undefeated the whole season, and then finally getting the one in the boys, that was an awesome feeling. I know, there's so many kids that I have coached and kids who've been involved with programs, even the ones that may not have had as much success. It just was, it was why I went into it, to get that experience and have that chance to be around good kids who want to work hard and try to be the best they can be. They don't always have the kids around them who are as successful, or maybe we just the talent pool wasn't there that year, but some of those years when you can put it all together and have it's kind of the icing on the cake then. But we've had a lot of kids here that I'd go through, and it's easier for me to have them come back and talk memories. I sat with Corey Harm yesterday at the basketball tournament, and we were talking about things and what we would do and how he would do things different, and those are the things that you really take out of it, and you love having those people come back and talk to you about it and talk about the memories. That's the best part of coaching and being involved in the school system.
I was really impressed. I think it was last year. I think Sarah Kinney was elected into the school's Athletic Hall of Fame, and I can remember interviewing her when she won her state title in '97, and I think I covered your guys' championship team in '96. I remember what a fantastic runner she was, and some of those athletes, and even some of the more recent ones. I talked to Ashton Schweers the other day, and Grant Anderson. I've seen at the tournament the other day, and had a chance to talk to him a while back. Just some of those kids that have been fantastic athletes for you over the years, and to see them grow and develop into outstanding young people. On top of that, that's neat for me to see, just as a reporter and somebody who covers community. But I'm sure for you personally, it's really neat to see those kids come back years later and see what kind of people they've turned out to be.
Oh yeah, they put a smile on your face when you get a chance to talk to them again, and they bring up memories. And there's a lot of times somebody will say, "You remember when you said this to me?" And I said, No, I don't. But there you go again. There's one of those memories you gave them, and maybe an inspiration or something to motivate them. And I said, well, sometimes I have to say I'm sorry I said that too, But one of those things that helps them to be a better person and to think about maybe where they're at right now and to motivate them to be better and it's just been a great experience all the way through my career here.
You've been around the field for a long time, and a lot of things have changed over the years. I mean, technology has changed. How we educate our kids has changed. How we handle our kids is it seems like it's different over the years. And even when you get into sports, the training methods have evolved over the years. I don't know if evolved is the right word, but they've changed over the years. But as far as the kids themselves, how are kids any different today than when you first got into this profession?
Well, I don't know if they're different. I think there's just different ways to motivate them because, like you said, technology has changed, and there's a lot of things that has changed the mindset of kids too, in terms of the gaming stuff and those kind of things. Where you can turn on a game right now and you can start over any time, and I think that kind of, when we play real games, we really can't do that, and so I think that mindset we have to kind of adjust a little bit and there's all kids will work hard. You can motivate them to work hard, and I don't think there's a difference that way. It's just kids are kids, and you can get them to go, and if they want to do it, they're going to do it. So I don't think there's a lot of difference, but yet there's some.
Yeah. We're talking with Rocky Ruhl, the athletic director and junior high principal here at Wayne Community Schools. And if you're interested in advertising on the Voice of Wayne America podcast, there's space available. This podcast is geared toward celebrating and promoting the community of Wayne America, and your business can be a part of the program by advertising as a sponsor right here. For more information, give me a call at 402-660-9682, or you can email me at mike@mikeycproductions.com. That's MIKEYC Productions.com. We're talking with Rocky Ruhl here from Wayne Community Schools, and I know that something that you've dealt with, you and Sylvia both have dealt with here over the last couple of years has been her battle with cancer, and she seems to be doing pretty well from what I've seen of her in recent times. I've seen her in public, and I'm sure that some of that probably weighs into your guys' decision. But how's she doing at this point?
She's doing great. She has checkups now about every 4 months, and basically, what they can say is that you are cancer-free, but you are in that situation where you're still taking medicine every day, and so you're making sure it doesn't come back, or hoping it doesn't come back, and so she's done well. She's very good at making sure she takes what she needs to and getting to her checkups and that type of thing. So, we thank God for what He's given us in terms of health and giving her health back, and makes sure you open your eyes to what's going on every day in your life, and it's a battle, but she's a positive person, and probably even more positive now than she was before. And if you have to live with a person like me, you have to be positive, because I'm sure that I try to be as positive as I can at school, but somewhere you have to wear some of this off to complain about some things. And she's a good sounding board for me, and she's been my rock the whole time. So she's been great for me.
Yeah, she's a wonderful woman, and I know the two of you have had a wonderful life together. You've had a great family, and have kids that are involved in a lot of things. I know I did a story a couple years ago on your daughter running in the Boston Marathon,
Yeah.
which was kind of an interesting event because of what happened there at that time. But been a really good life for you guys here in Wayne. And after more than 30 years, you still got about 5-6 months to go before you walk out of the school and hear the bell ring for the last time. Have you thought ahead to that, and what how that's going to feel, and what you're going to do after that?
Yeah, it's going to be different. Not living by a bell. Even during holiday break here, you're going through the day and thinking, "Wow, this is a little bit different," And it's one of those things. So you still go day by day. You do your job. You want to take care of kids. You want to make people. Help people to move on, and it like you said, it's been it's been a great time, and we've had a lot of good things. I wanted to talk about Rob Sweetland. He was one of the first kids I coached, in cross country. He came out for cross country, and here I am, his assistant coach now. So, how things can change in your life, and how things get put in perspective and that type of thing. And that's one family where his dad taught me and Sylvia, and we got to teach Rob, and now I get to coach his son Shay, and he taught my kids. So there's kind of a connection there too. So it's a weird thing, how education can cross families and do a lot of good things for you. And looking down the road, I'm not looking forward to it. It's just one of those things where I love what I do, but it's just that time where I guess it's going to be time for a change.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how you I guess respond when you've done something that you have loved doing for as long as you've done it. To do something different I'm sure will be an interesting experience for both of you.
It's definitely going to be interesting. I think we'll probably find out that, hey, we're going to do a lot of things in about that first 3 weeks, and then decide, oh man, what are we going to do next? So yeah, we're gonna have to do some things probably that we don't drive each other crazy and that type of thing. So I kind of look forward to that. We'll make those decisions when we get there.
You're not going to stop Mark Lanahan out in the golf course somewhere and say, hey, can I get my old job back?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of guys out there who can take over. Gals and guys, there's always time for change, and that'll be better for the future, I think, of Wayne High. I mean, we've had a lot of good success, and I think we can move forward, and there's new people out here to lead, and I think that'll be good for our school system.
We've been talking with Rocky Ruhl, the athletic director and the junior high principal here at Wayne Community Schools. Rocky and his wife Sylvia have both been a part of the school district for well over 3 decades, and they're both have decided that this year is going to be their last year. They're going to retire at the end of the school year, and what happens after that, I guess, is anybody's guess. But I know that I can speak for a lot of people in this community, Rocky. I know that the two of you have both been a tremendous inspiration to a lot of people in this community through your education and your coaching. And through your wife's teaching as well. I know that your guys walking out that door for the final time will be a big blow to the school district. One that they'll recover from, obviously, as they do with any other retirement or anything. But for you guys to have been here as long as you have and to have impacted the number of people that you have, it's quite a blessing to this community. And I know that a lot of people will be sad to see you guys go.
Well, thanks. I mean, we've enjoyed our stay, and we're going to enjoy the finish, and we're going to get to the finish line and enjoy that. And we're not going away. So everybody asked, "Are you moving?" And I said, "Not that I'm planning." And after a few days, we can, after we sit out, we might be back in school subbing or whatever it is. So I can't see myself being too far away from Wayne Schools. I don't know. It's kind of my second home. These walls have held me in for quite a while, so I don't know what's going to happen next.
All right. Well, Rocky, thanks a lot for talking with us on Voice of America and Voice of Wayne America, and best of luck to you and Sylvia.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for doing this.
All right. That's going to do it for this edition of Voice of Wayne America, and I want to thank our guest, Rocky Ruhl, a longtime coach and athletic director here and assistant junior high principal, I should say, at Wayne Community Schools, for stopping by and talking on this edition of the Voice of Wayne America. Check back to WayneAmerica.com as we continue to tell the stories of the people who make this the best town in all of America. That's right here in Wayne America. Have yourselves a good one, and we'll talk to you later.